What is up, SmackNPie here, and welcome to Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 trailer, analysis, and breakdown. So if you haven't seen my reaction video, here's a quick glimpse of what you'll get in that video. Check it out. Who are you? Who are you? And what are you supposed to be? You're not Kissy Missy Chapter 2, how you doing? You're not Kissy Missy. Fly in a web. Well, that's a spider villain. But that ain't no... That was supposed to be Mommy Long Legs? Yep, that is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what, without wasting any more time, let us just jump straight into it. So what I've done is that I have put it in an editor and I've brightened it up so that we can all see everything that is supposed to be in the frame. And that is what we're going to use in this video to break down and analyze this whole trailer. The trailer starts with the same shot that we got for the poster of trailer announcement, where we see Huggy Wuggy on the ground, on the floor. And in the poster, we saw a shadow of a hand. We thought it's a grandpa. We thought, ladies and gentlemen, that it was another mortal, another worker in the factory running around in the Playtime Company with that grandpa hand. And here, I still had that initial feeling tumbly-wumbly, and this actually goes back. This actually goes back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Playtime Company CCTV footages. Because if you look at here, this is Make a Friend place in the Playtime Company, and you can see another wiggly wobbly hand like a grandpa. Mommy Long Legs is no joke. Her hands and legs are so long. I mean, she's literally called Mommy Long Legs for a reason, but her hands and legs, they're so long. They're so huge, just like a spider, but it's so huge. And there is a reason for that. We're gonna get to it in just a second, but I just wanted to connect some dots with that. So that is number one point. Number two, you can theorize whether this is symbolic of us beating Huggy Wuggy because, you know, he was thrown all the way down there and now she's picking up the slack and she's like, okay, we may finally have a worthy toy that I can play with, which is ironic because she's a toy herself and she's saying, yo, if whoever it is has beaten Huggy Wuggy to this extent, maybe it's time for me to step up and see. Basically, she's interested. I'm seeing a lot of thirst tweets on her, thirst comments on her already. So a lot of people are gonna be like, yo, pick me, Mommy Long Legs. Pick me with them long legs and pause. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's move on. Then we got this area of the Playtime Company. Of course, as you can see, we got the Choo Choo Charlie train. Not really, it's the toy train. And then you got a clock in there, right? There are a couple of things I want to show you, but the immediate and initial reaction is if you look at around this area, you'll see web-like-ish strings. And it's not a coincidence that this is supposed to be like this. It's not a coincidence that both in the poster of the trailer reveal and the Mommy Long Legs herself reveal, because she's a spider. If you look at these web strings, it shows that during the gameplay of Chapter 2, when we're going around there, we will see, and two things will happen here, in my opinion. We will see Mommy Long Legs roaming around, not her face like, because she has long legs and hands, her legs and hands, roaming around these areas to intimidate us, to scare us, and maybe to keep an eye on us just to, you know, see how we're doing and whatnot. And this right here shows how she moves around the entire Playtime Company. I even have one more theory, is that she's not alone in doing this, someone going around helping her in one way or another. Yes, she seems like evil, but there's more to her, which we'll talk about in just a second. But there's another area. If you see, in the middle, you got 3 other ways we can go. And the gameplay trailer actually shows us going down there and doing other things. But this is like, now we're going way deep into the Playtime Company factory. This clock right here is definitely gonna come in handy for the puzzle and whatnot. This area could also be used for a boss fight or a mini boss fight because, you know, you have web swings and whatnot for Mommy Long Legs. There's just so much here, so much detail and so much storytelling just in the environment. I love it. One more detail is that if you look at the strings themselves, you'll see Brawn toy. Oh, poor Brawn. He's stuck in those web strings. That's an unfortunate news because Brawn and Cat B, at the very least, they were supposed to be in this chapter, and we didn't see any of them. So, could be possible that y'all remember who killed Cat B? CCTV? We might have our answer to that and to this as well. Brawn might be here somewhere. There's a reason, right? There is a reason Poppy does not look like evil or does not feel like it. Huggy Wuggy, we're gonna come to Huggy Wuggy in just a second, but this is very fascinating. We are making classes amongst these toys. You got Mommy Long Legs, who's on like the opposite spectrum of Poppy Playtime. So the general consensus in the community is that, you know, Poppy is on our side, basically, and she will probably help us. Now, of course, at the end of Chapter 1, we let her out, But in my opinion, all that's gonna happen is that she's just gonna be gone. That's it. We're not gonna see her again for a while until, you know, maybe at the end of chapter 2. Who knows? But between Huggy Wuggy, he's gone. Like, mentally, he's not there anymore, right? We knew somebody was running things behind the scenes, and there's a reason Poppy was being held in a cage, and I think now we're slowly getting our answers. Poor Braun and Cat B, I think we're getting a team versus team. Poppy team versus other characters team, but that is too soon, that is too early to say, you know, what's going on. In the bigger picture of Poppy Playtime, so we're just gonna focus on Braun at the moment and how he's one of the toys that got into the crosshair of Mommy Longlegs. So she's got a bigger role in the whole story than meets the eye, but we're gonna speed this up because we're taking our sweet time with this one. Then we get a gameplay footage, freaking finally. Right here, in my opinion, this is early chapter 2. Like, this is early chapter 2. That is why we got a door that has a red handle on it, because we still have that red hand. This will be swapped later, but we're going deep below. This shows, like, a lot of this, if Playtime Company was not involved in shady stuff, all of this underground stuff was not supposed to be there. It shows that there is massive structure underground. We'll touch on it in just a second. Alright, so now we get something very weird. We see our blue hand right on the left, and then our right hand is just gone. Pack is still there, the grab pack, but there's no hand on the right side. Well, this is where I love what they have done in this. I was like, you know what? The grab pack, as great as it is, there are a lot of features that we can do with this grab pack that might help it make it not redundant and mundane. I even tweeted about it, and this shows that developers are ahead of this and they want to keep it fresh, and this is exactly how they do it. So, quick theory, I feel like the red door that we're about to enter, it'll take our red hand away from us, and then we'll be one hand less, and we'll get that green hand to further progress. And this is where we get the green hand. The green hand is where the fun begins. But before we get to that, we get this shot of a TV room, a lot of monitors, as you can see. So freaking cool. I love these shots. And then you have the Batman moves. So if you don't know, in the trailer of the Batman grapples up as officers are chasing him. He's got a horse stairwell to cross. So of course he's not gonna use the stairs and walk. What are you doing? It's Batman, so he uses a grapple gun and then just grapples up, and that is exactly what happens here. Which is why I always wanted moves like this to be a part of the game, to be a crucial part of the game, and this is exactly what's happening. What I love here is that there are stairs here that you can use, but you can also do this, which is fantastic. And this shot right here shows how long her arms, hands, and legs are. Look at this, it's no joke, it's still going. It's still going, oh my god. Then we get our first look at how the green hand would actually work. So we got this green static, this green shock, right? Underground, in this area specifically, in order to open some doors, you need that green shock. We're gonna call it green shock. So what this green hand does is that it absorbs that, and then we can use that to open other blocked areas, other blocked doors, and the way we'll do that is it'll be marked with green spray-ish, as you can see on your screen, which is fantastic. That means we're gonna have to be careful, and we're gonna have to remember where exactly we left that green shock, so we might have to go around, collect it, open doors, and do some puzzly stuff. And then this area, this room kind of confuses me a little bit, but here we have 4 colors, right? You got the blue, green, red, and yellow. Symbolizes the 4 hands that we got. There's 1 yellow that is left, right? We got blue, red, and green. You got the monitors right in front of you, but if the camera looks up, and it looks up for a reason, and oh my god, would you look it up there? You got a sunflower toy. Alive. This sucker's alive. The next camera shot, the next camera cut is the room of the toys. This is no coincidence that we see the same sunflower as an actual toy, on the floor. It is no coincidence that the developers showed that toy in action first up there, and then showed that toy as a toy in the next scene. It is no coincidence. You know, you got Braun, you got Poppy herself, and whatnot. You got other toys. You even got Cat B up there, but you even got Sunflower. And he's not the only toy here. There's another toy coming up very soon, I'll show you. But on the right side, you can see the stairs, right? And then you got 3 doors. So if you are like, bro, I don't want to be part of vent gameplay anymore, it gives you wombly tumbly. Well, the vent gameplay, it's not going anywhere. They're still here, as you can see clearly up there. But we'll learn some incredible lore here when we get to this area. As you can see, damaged. So we'll learn some incredible lore here, and I'm ready for it. And then the shot continues of how long her arms and legs really are. Then we cut to the gameplay again, and look at this, bro. I'm not even making this up. I would love for this game if we can use these toys and we can actually play on these. We can play around, like there's a mechanic you press in, you can just play around. I would love it. But anyways, the important portion here is the camera turns and then you see another toy chasing you for no reason, and it is none other than Caterpillar. Caterpillar, what are you doing here? Bro, I'm not even making this up. Like, look at this. You got sunflower toy, you got Caterpillar toys. And that Caterpillar is not a joke. It goes behind these blocky area, and then you can see her tail going further up. Nasty, incredibly nasty, and I'm here for it. What I'm loving about this chapter 2 is that they understand how popular this game has gotten, and they're throwing everything at it. They're going all in for these toys, for these mechanics, and I love it. For players who want the lore, it's there. For players like me, for players who want gameplay, you got new hands, you got new mechanics, you got traversal moves, which is coming up next. And for those of you who want new characters because you're kind of bored of talking about Braun and Cat B, you got more characters. Like, come on, Mob Games, you know what you're doing. Then we got what I feel like a boss fight-ish kind of area where you see multiple Huggy Wuggies. As you can see, these small pipes, and I want to draw a comparable here with Dark Deception Chapter 3. In the sewers area, I was expecting duckies and dread duckies in the boss of Doom Ducky. I was expecting duckies to come out of those holes and we have to do something about it. I was hoping we do get a weapon and, you know, kill duckies and whatnot with that, and duckies would come out whilst avoiding Doom Ducky's attacks. That would have been sick. But here we're taking this to the next level. As you can see, on your left you got the blue Huggy Wuggy. In the middle you got, I think, green or yellow Huggy Wuggy. And then in the other one, in the other area, you got red Huggy Wuggy. And basically you get the point, like you got multiple Huggy Wuggies. But what I love here is the lighting. It's so freaking dark. It's so perfect for a mini boss fight. It's kind of like a mini boss fight, but I love it. The holes, the circles are even up in the ceiling. Bro, we're done here. We're done here. And you gotta use your grab pack and hands to push them away. Then the next shot, you got Dark Deception Chapter 4 Cave, Mom Bear level. Now I'm joking, but you go even further below. Oh my god, how deep they're going, bro. Playtime Company, how deep stuff you got. Pause on that. What are you doing? We're so below Playtime Company that we're now in a cave. And the next shot we see the traversal moves. This is what I was talking about earlier. The traversal moves. You can't cross it or jump it. You have to use your grab pack and do some Tomb Raider stuff. Look at this. Whee! I love it. I love it. This is exactly what I was hoping for. This is exactly what I was wondering. So, and then before we get to the Mommy Long Legs, because I know a lot of you guys are here for that, let's listen to dialogues and audio lines and make it up and see where the story is going and what's going on with the characters.
Terrible things have happened.
So in the beginning she says, terrible things have happened. Obviously talking about the things that we have done. Basically, we have kind of sort of killed Huggy Wuggy, kind of sort of, he'll be back, don't worry about it. Who was there to keep the peace, basically, not let anyone into whatever Mommy Long Legs was up to. Number one, and number two, the big thing that she's talking about in my opinion is that we let Poppy out. She might be the one of the good ones, and Mommy Long Legs, even if she's not the one who, you know, captured her and whatnot, I think whoever did was hoping that eventually the toy-ish trauma would overtake her soft and good heart and good intention, and she would turn into other monsters and whatnot. But it's pretty obvious what they're talking about. Terrible things have happened.
Where do I even begin?
But she says, where do I even begin? Now, we're not only talking about what we did, but we're also going back in the past of what Playtime Company did, of what Playtime employees and the scientists were up to. That's what they're talking about. This is a monologue for something basically setting up the stage of the whole narrative. The whole narrative is, okay, Playtime Company was making these toys, but they were also, you know, experimenting and basically merging souls and toys and whatnot. So terrible things have happened, both in the sense of what we did wrong, you know, let Poppy out, and now the peace that was there for years, it's not gonna be that case anymore because these toys, they want revenge. But at the same time, the terrible things have happened that back in the past, Playtime Company messed with humans and toys, and now we got these monsters. And she's like, where do I even begin? And I hope the Grandpa Mortal, he talks a little bit. I know it's chapter 2 is early, he might not even talk. This monologue might not even be present in-game, but that's exactly what we're getting right now. I just wanted to make it clear.
You are perfect.
And then she says you are perfect, which is a little out of context, but thank you. But of course that shows Mommy Long Legs is not only there because of her long legs, paws, but also she has some plans up her sleeves. She doesn't have them, but her intentions could be good. Could be good. We're not gonna judge her just yet. But the fact that she said, you are perfect, it's more of an evil person monologue. On my reaction video, one of you guys actually commented on the fact that you guys think the experiment 1006, which was hidden in the poster of the trailer announcement, which I didn't comment on it back then, but it actually makes sense. all of us think that Experiment 1006 is Huggy Wuggy, who basically went wrong, but one of you guys actually suggested, what if it's actually us? What if it's actually us, the Experiment 1006? We're the early one, where we might be the first one, and the plot twist would be that we are amongst the toys. We are one of them, but we have more of mortal side to us than the monster-ish side, and which is why she's like, you're perfect. It's just symbolism and ironic, and that's all.
Too perfect to lose.
And then she says, too perfect to lose. I think what's gonna happen here is that we'll be this close to die, like this close, and then she'll save us, and then we will meet her, and then she'll be like, you're too perfect to die. That's what I feel like is gonna happen.
You're in grave danger.
And then she says, you're in grave danger. Make it if you will. Make this a Mommy Long Legs versus Poppy, but you're in grave danger could mean a thousand things. She might be good, she might be evil, does not matter. One thing is for certain, that we are in danger. Whether we're with Poppy or whether with you, Mommy Long Legs, we're in grave danger regardless. Because the monsters, we kind of woke everyone up, so everyone is after us now.
She's watching your every move.
Now this is where we make our ways separate. She says she's watching your every move. We could be talking about Poppy, could be talking about Mommy, could be talking about anyone between the two, or maybe even the third entity, third character.
So you better be careful. Mommy doesn't like guests.
She says you better behave, and then she says Mommy doesn't like guests. Now, one thing that has been confirmed is that on Twitter, the voice actor, she outright come out and said, you know, I am Mommy Long Legs from the trailer. So that is that, number one. I think there's another character here, because now that I've seen Huggy Wuggy, I don't think Kissy Missy has that big of a role as compared to Poppy or Mommy Long Legs. The final shot you see Mommy Long Legs revealed. And I don't know, like, compare this model with Huggy Wuggy or even Poppy, it just seems a little bit weird. Like, on your screens, I'm gonna put all three aside. It just seems weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Like, she looks great. She looks fantastic. But it just seems to me that she's not the main villain here, which is why she said Mommy doesn't like guests. Maybe she's talking as third person, like she's speaking about herself, and she's speaking in third person and whatnot, but she does have long legs. She does have long arms and whatnot. One of you guys said in the comments in my last tweet that she is based on Betty Spaghetti. Could see the resemblance here. I mean, look at her hair. I'm not even making this up. But she's fantastic. She looks fantastic, and she'll play a fantastic role in this chapter 2. And the chapter 2 name is Fly in a Web. Unfortunately, there is no release date, not as of yet, which probably means that we will be getting Poppy Playtime DLC for Dark Decision next month, but not chapter 2. So we're just gonna have to wait and see on that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Poppy Playtime chapter 2 trailer breakdown and analysis. This is as detailed as you're gonna get in the entirety of YouTube. We have basically scratched every single detail we could. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, how do you feel about Mommy Long Legs model, because that is something that's a little bit it's growing on me, that's for sure. But anyways, I will leave you here, and make sure to subscribe and notifications on. Follow me, and I'll see you there soon.